welcome back everyone to the 6th episode of Order 66.1 FM. And today we are joined again by Abbas and Mikel. How you guys doing?
Hey, I'm doing all right. I miss you guys.
Good, man. Wonderful.
Too, yeah.
Can't believe it's already
been a
6.
while.
That's crazy.
It's been a while.
It has been a minute.
For the viewers, maybe not, but for us, it's been like two weeks.
What, maybe 3 weeks? Is that it?
Yeah, I think so.
This is my third one with you.
Yeah, third one. Yeah. So this is pretty cool. To have the 6th episode going. So that's half a dozen right there. So that's good. That's good. That's good right there.
Half, right?
Yeah,
almost 2 months.
Yeah. It's been a while since we started this podcast. Yeah. Whenever we do our in-person one next, we're gonna have those T-shirts hopefully. So look out for those.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
That'll be awesome. So, yeah. I mean, you guys, I've been enjoying these episodes. Whenever you guys want to start, we'll go ahead and dive in.
Let's do it.
All right.
A bunch of topics.
There's one thing I wanted to talk about.
Sure. Yeah.
Something we were kind of heartbroken about.
Okay.
Moon Knight, it's over, right? They canceled it.
Yeah.
Really?
From what we saw, from what the leaks have been saying, yeah.
Really?
What do you think that's about? Like, I feel like that's a franchise that people liked and wanted to see.
Yeah, a lot of people liked it. I mean, I obviously am biased because I like him a lot, but I don't know. It's just it's disappointing. I think I know why.
I mean, when you compare it to the other shows, it's like I'd rather see more of this guy than,
of course,
Ironheart season 2.
Yeah.
So
yeah. No, I think I know why they did it though.
The show seemed a lot more in tune with like the adult audience, right? Males 20 and above, right?
Yeah.
Compared to some of the other shows that are kind of like childish or kind of kid focused. This one really seemed like it was made for us.
Yeah.
I really like the story.
Yeah.
I mean, I think to be honest, I did see a little bit of a downfall in season 1. Because I think the first 2 or 3 episodes they really caught on the audience, this character of Mark Spector, Stephen Grant doesn't know what's going on, doesn't know he has this other personality, Mark Spector, in Moon Knight, so he's trying to figure out what is going on, because he keeps waking up and days have passed, and it's kind of cool as the viewer to see you're kind of confused with the characters. That's what makes it fun.
Yeah. I think the reason why I was seeing a lot online was as to why they canceled it is because they don't want to introduce a lot of new stuff that's happening in his show while the end of the right now what we know as MCU is ending because of Secret Wars and all that. So that's what I've heard is that they just don't want to introduce so many new things before everything else ends. And we also know I mean. Go ahead.
I think the Egyptian pantheon is just too big of a thing to introduce.
Yeah. That could also be it. Yeah. I mean, because Bass is there from the Black Panther stuff. She's already established, so we have that. We have Khonshu, but there's tons of Egyptian mythology that's in Marvel Comics. So.
Yep.
I mean, also the season 2 was supposed to be King oriented. There's a King variant in the end of Quantumania. For Ant-Man and the Wasp, who was the Pharaoh version, or Ramatat. They even had one of the goons in Moon Knight season 1. He was wearing a jean jacket that had a logo of Ramatat on the back. So he was supposed to be the main. I don't know if the main villain or kind of how they have that overarching villain sometimes in shows and stuff like that. It could have been that he was the overarching one. They would have had someone underneath him. So they also had to scrap all of that as well for season 2. So it could just be that they were supposed to have it. It would have probably already come out by now if they were going the King route. But now that they're not going the King route, so.
Yeah, I agree. I think with I think there's 2 reasons why they're not going with it. I think that's one of them that you just mentioned, Basir. The whole Jonathan Majors no longer part of the MCU, even though there have been rumors of him coming back. But as of now, I really don't see them bringing him back. But I think another reason is that they noticed that they're making quantity over quality. And also a bunch of the actors that they wanted for Secret Wars and Doomsday aren't getting any younger. Let's be honest. Patrick Stewart, Ian McKellen, they're all really old actors that they just want to bring back for the last time, right?
Yeah.
So I think they were really pushing, like, we gotta get this movie out as soon as possible, bring back the fans, bring back the hype. Sadly, that means we can't really make more seasons of the shows that we have. The only one that got multiple seasons is Loki. And in Daredevil, Born Again's gonna get a season 2 and 3, but that's newer, right?
Yeah.
So I think they're really kind of. I mean, as a fan, I'm frustrated that we didn't get to flesh out these characters more. Like, I would have loved more Moon Knight. I would have loved more of even Kamala Khan, Ms. Marvel. I think I like her character. I don't think that movie, The Marvels, was as good as it could have been, but like I said, quantity over quality. So I think really Marvel's is in a bit of a pickle. Like, dang, like we kind of messed up, but let's try to fix it. Move into these Avengers movies, have a soft reboot if the rumors are true, and then continue the Marvel universe.
Yeah, I agree. Yes, that's
I mean, along with it, Blade got canceled, right? That's pretty much gone.
Oh yeah, unfortunately.
And
I mean, the only Blade that we had was in Zombies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that franchise is kind of like interesting to me because I feel like it can stand on its own 2 feet. Like, it doesn't need to be an MCU type thing.
Yeah, same as Moon Knight.
Yeah.
You can be on your own.
Because Blade is, I mean, he's like street level, right? Like, he doesn't need to be the front lines, and he has like one opponent basically, which is vampires.
It's Dracula, yeah.
It's Dracula, right? Like, it's not like he's, fighting these like world level ending threats and stuff, right? He's just doing his own thing.
Yeah.
So I find that very odd that they couldn't get a good script. I mean, that's what they're calling it, right? Or a good director.
Yeah.
Such a such a freebie, I think.
Especially when you have a movie that you've done in the past for that character. Maybe not. I mean, Kevin Feige was there. Even if you don't have the rest of the Marvel, Cinematic Universe team working on that, you had 3 movies, a trilogy in the past. Working with that character with the head of Marvel himself, Kevin Feige was there during that time. So he knows what happened. He knows how those movies went, and half of them. I mean, well, Trinity was pretty bad. But the first one was not bad at all, really, and then the second one was okay. But I mean, you have that foundation. They still couldn't make a script. Is kind of like mind blowing to me.
Yeah, they have so much,
and they kept teasing. Yeah, like with the teaser in Deadpool and Wolverine, where Blade was like, "Oh, I'm the only Blade," and then Deadpool looked at the camera, and they like, it kind of implies to the fans like, "Oh, like by the way, we haven't forgotten about the new Blade movie." Same thing with zombies. Like we saw them. But then I don't know what their plan is.
Yeah, I mean, even at the end of Eternals too. Eternals had that post-credit scene with Blade and the Dark Knight, or not Dark Knight, sorry, Black Knight.
Yeah.
He was voice in the corner saying, "Hey, this is the Necro Sword or whatever." Or not Necro Sword. He was talking about this is the sword that I use, whatever. And like, be careful with it or something like. I don't know. They had a whole foundation right there. They just didn't use it.
No, for sure.
I mean, I don't know. Shifting on to other forgotten character elements. Steve Rogers. Okay, I want to talk about Steve Rogers, Captain America. Okay, he's been a character that we've missed dearly, along with Iron Man, since the end of Endgame. Black Widow, even though she's dead, we had that movie came out after Endgame, so we got that. And then her sister Yelena Belova has been very prominent in the MCU since then. So we've had shades of Black Widow at least after the movie came out, and then Hulk we have still. Thor we still have, but Steve Rogers, he's been absent even in the new Captain America movie, which people thought maybe he would do a little small cameo in, but I guess it looks like he's dead in the MCU. I'm not sure, but they haven't said anything about it, but he's dead. But anyways, the theory is he'll be heavily rumored to be a big part of Doomsday. Now, how true that is, that is something we don't know. But
really,
there's rumors that he's
and
the
to add on
Doom
to
is
that.
mad. So I don't know.
Who's mad?
Doom. There's rumors that Doom is going to try and go after Captain America first. We don't know why. I have a theory why, but I won't get into that right now. I'll get into that a little bit later.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
I've heard a little bit of I mean, first of all, I think the chances are high.
Yeah.
Especially with some rumors. I don't know if you guys saw it, but the first trailer is supposed to drop before the third Avatar movie in December.
Yeah.
So they're going to show it in theaters before the movie Avatar, which I'm excited about, but that's another topic.
Yeah.
And the rumors were like they had different versions of the trailer. One of the versions had Steve Rogers and Peggy Carter in it. Of course, take it with a grain of salt. Who knows how accurate that is? But in terms of some rumors and leaks, I'm not too familiar with it. I don't know what their plan with Rogers would be. Some are saying Captain Hydra, like Doom is just gathering a bunch of villains, and they get Captain Hydra. Yeah. But hit us, Basir. What do you think? What do you think is going on?
No, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what Abbas thinks about it, but I feel like they should bring him back just because of like. It actually sounds pretty good if they bring him back and they set him up as the cause of everything, especially with like right after Endgame. I feel like everyone was like questioning kind of his whole like choice to go back with Peggy in the first place, and like his whole like time heist. Like his time heist is so like his time stone or his whole stone return like thing was so interesting to me. I feel like they could have made a whole series on that, and that would have been really interesting. Like he goes back to different points in the Sacred Timeline, returns stones to characters that he knows, like Red Skull and all those people. Like that's such an interesting part of the MCU that they just never really delved into. I feel like that would have been awesome for them to do. So I feel like if they can do that and set that part of his life up as one of the reasons in Doomsday, that would be so cool. But I don't know Abbas, what do you think about all this?
I mean, I could definitely see that be like an animated series.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about live action. I think it's I don't know. I don't know if I see it as a live action thing, but as like an animated series, I can definitely see it as like a mini series of him like going back, dropping off the stones. I can definitely see it. And then like like you see like a farewell episode of him, something like that.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think? What do you think about him just being?
I don't think we need him. I don't think we need him in an Avengers movie though. I really don't.
You don't think so?
I mean, I mean, they're trying to build up so much, right? You have what? You have Young Avengers, you have New Avengers.
Yeah.
You have the current Avengers. You have Rhodey. I don't know what he's doing these days.
Yeah.
We have Nick Fury. I don't know what he's doing these days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like we have so many loose ends. I don't know if we need to like bring back somebody from the dead. You know.
I agree. I mean, I agree in that sense, but I still think it would be nice to have.
And then Endgame was. I mean, that was a farewell, right? That was a farewell to like a lot of the old cast.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. In that sense, yeah. His farewell pretty much has gone and come. Like we've already had his farewell. Like it should be. A lot of people say that you should leave it there. Like you already have the farewell. Yeah. Don't change it anymore, right? But like, we don't know for sure if he's dead though. Like technically, the character is still alive. Like right, like we never know. Yeah. We never know if he died. He's just old, you know. You know what I'm saying? Like I mean, like it could be like because like yes, it's been a big time in the Marvel universe since Endgame. Like it's because they had multiple like year skips between movies. Sometimes like in the movies they'll say 1 year later, like and we had like 5 of those. So it's been like at least 10 years since and the MCU universe since Endgame has happened. So for them, yes, he could have died in those 10 years or 8 years, whatever it is. But like for us, like I feel like he's still so fresh in people's minds because Endgame was like the last movie that a lot of people watched for Marvel. I feel not last movie, but like last big movie that people remember. And then when casuals come back to theaters, they're gonna be like, "Oh, where's Captain America?" I feel like it would be nice to just like maybe just kill him off in the first 5 seconds of the movie and just like finally give him an ending.
Yeah.
Just because then you can set up that Doom was mad at him or something like that for doing what he did.
Yeah.
And just basically him getting revenge on the Avengers, I guess. I'll get into that theory later, but yeah, I mean. But yeah.
Okay, so this is like, I guess, the MCU universe question. Is Doom, like, currently in the universe right now?
He's not in like, our universe.
I don't think so.
He's in the Fantastic Four universe right now.
Okay.
Because
so if you had to guess, do you think he's like chasing them to like the current MCU universe? Because we see that ship, right?
Yeah.
You see that ship like falling in and what? Thunderbolts, right?
Thunderbolts, yeah.
Yep.
Now the question is,
there's been a bunch of cool rumors with that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. From what you're saying right there, I mean, I personally believe that that's not the Fantastic Four in that ship. I believe that's Doom in the ship, and he's hijacked it or something like that. But that's just one theory because there's a lot of theories about it, but we don't really know what's going to happen.
Yeah. No, I mean, with the whole theories of pretty much Doomsday being about 3 different universes, focusing on 3 universes, the Fantastic Four, the main MCU, and then the old Fox X-Men, it's kind of cool to see, like, I'm very confused how it's going to all go down, but
Yeah.
I was reading some cool theories online of how at the end of Fantastic Four we see Doom with Franklin Richards, right?
Yep.
And many people are saying like how it could be related to like the Wanda story from Multiverse of Madness, how Wanda's looking for her children in another universe, and maybe Doom's looking for his son, right, in another universe.
I got you.
Seems kind of cool because in the Secret Wars comics by Hickman, it's kind of like that.
Yeah. I think actually in the Hickman comics, he believes that Valeria is his daughter, which technically she is in the comics. That's why he's so close to her in the Secret Wars and stuff like that Hickman made.
Yep.
Sorry, about what were you saying about that? You were cut off.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of reminds me of like the Spider-Verse, right? Where Kingpin's trying to like his current family's dead, so he's trying to like do a multiverse thing to get like his old family or try to get him back or something like that.
Yeah.
No, it's very cool. I'm very curious to see how they play it out.
Yeah. So speaking of how or trying to figure out how things are going to play out, there are some theories that I came prepared today to share with you guys. They're somewhat groundbreaking.
Right.
Okay. So I'm going to give you guys a choice between one of the two to go forward with because they're both kind of crazy. One of them's been around for a while, like since Doom was like pretty much like thought of, like since they announced Doom pretty much. That theory's been going around, but then there's one that's like mind blowing to me that I just heard yesterday. So I'll go with that whichever one you want to hear first.
We can start with the old one, I think.
Mind blowing.
So the old one.
Let's do it.
Mind blowing. Okay, all right, we'll go mind blowing. All right. So the theory starts with Endgame. Okay, it's a very Endgame oriented theory. And I think it's a very realistic way of things going on because everyone knows Endgame, even the casuals. So I feel like it'd be a good way to tie back to, the old movies. So basically, the theory is like, okay, we know the time heist happened, right? So we know that the Avengers went back in Endgame. They went back to 2012, and they, tried to get the stones that were in New York at the time, right? So the theory is we know the ancient one, the Doctor Strange's teacher or whatever. She taught Bruce Banner about what the universe is all about, how multiverses happen, what happens if you don't do something what if you don't undo something you did, all that kind of stuff, right? Like if you don't put the stone back in its place to where exact point you took it from, a new universe or an incursion could happen and all that kind of stuff, right? And bad things could happen, right? Essentially, so the theory is the meat of the theory is basically that big scene in Endgame where they try and get the Space Stone, like the Tesseract, from that briefcase they were holding it in. Like, you remember that scene where Captain America is saying Hail Hydra in the elevator and all that kind of stuff and he gets the briefcase and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
So it's basically centering around that scene. So we know that the whole cascade starts when our Iron Man is back in time with Ant-Man, and they're in that lobby of the Avengers Tower, and then he flicks Ant-Man into the old Iron Man's body, right? And he goes into Iron Man's arc reactor, and he pulls some plug or whatever, and gives him a heart attack, right? And then he falls on the floor, and then he drops the briefcase from his hand, and then the Tesseract comes out, right? So the theory is, and then obviously we know that from there, Loki takes Tesseract, and then he starts Loki season 1, season 2. Basically, that transpires after that, right? And that's where we pick up in the Loki series. Then the theory is that, okay, obviously Iron Man is not stupid. Okay, he's gonna go and try and figure out what happened to him. So the theory is centering around what happened to the Avengers in that universe after the Avengers left, because we know that Bruce Banner went back to the current time because he got the time stone from the Ancient One and went back. We know that I think Ant-Man took the Mind Stone back from Loki Scepter. He got that, and he went back to the main timeline. And then Steve and Tony went back to the naval base, or not naval base, the army base that Steve was from in 1970.
Yeah.
And so that theory stems from there, right? So they went to go get the Tesseract from there, and the Tesseract that was within the 2012 universe from the original Avengers movie is now with Loki, right? At that beginning of Loki season 1. So the theory is what happens to that universe after all that happens. Because obviously there's a new universe now. Because the way logic was explained was after something happens in the past, it doesn't affect you. That past does not become your new past. It becomes the new past of a new timeline, and your past stays.
So it branches out.
Exactly. So the theory is that, okay, we know what happened in our universe after, but what happened in theirs? And the theory is that Tony's going to go back at all the security camera footage. That Tony, not our Tony. He's going to go back in the security camera footage, and he's going to try and see what happened to him. Because he's dumb. He's not dumb. He's going to go looking back and see what happened to him. That just doesn't happen to some genius like him, right? So he's going to go look back. He's going to see all the stuff that happened. He's going to see two Captain Americas fighting each other. He's going to see Bruce Banner talking to some bald-headed woman in the street cameras, right? He's going to see himself and a little tiny miniature guy in the Avengers lobby watching him, right? And then he's going to see that, the Ant-Man pulled out all the thing, Loki escaped with Tesseract, all that kind of stuff. And then he's going to be like, okay, how are there two versions of everyone, all the Avengers, in the same universe?
Yep.
And he's going to spend pretty much, 10 years, just trying to, that 10 years that we had between the first Avengers and Endgame was obviously Iron Man becoming a better Iron Man. We see him, Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3, just getting better and better and better.
Right.
Civil War, for him, is going to be, the theory is he's going to take a different trajectory. He's going to be trying to become, how essentially Doom is in the comics. He's going to try and become a hero and try and figure out, how there was time travel happening in his universe. How did different alternate versions of him come back, right? Okay. And then he's going to just see that, okay, an incursion happens. The theory, the big reach here is that there's an incursion happening in that universe because of what the Avengers did. Okay, that's what you have to believe in order for this theory to be true. So it's obviously possible, but that's a little bit of a stretch still for some people. So basically the theory is that the incursion happens and Tony basically blames it on the Avengers of our timeline. And he dedicates his life to becoming Dr. Doom, but he doesn't call himself Doom, obviously. But that's basically the explanation for why he is Doom and not a different actor playing Doom. He goes back and he's mad at the Avengers. That's why it also explains why he wants to kill Captain America from the leaks. Is that he knows Captain America was part of that. Captain America was part of those Avengers, so he's going to go to the past and see that him and Peggy are having a beautiful life while his timeline got an incursion. And he's going to go after him and say, hey, you messed up with my timeline and didn't even care about it, and then you went and had your own life. That's just one of the theories that kind of, explains stuff for me with all the leaks that have been happening. It feels more realistic as well. But I don't know. What do you guys think about that? It's a rough overview. I can tell you guys the actual leak later if you want to.
Oh, I think it's cool. I think it actually kind of explains how you get Tony Stark or Iron Man or, him as Dr. Doom.
Yeah.
That's kind of interesting take. I don't see. How do you think, if you had to guess, how do you think Fantastic Four fits into this?
For that, it would have to just be from a different universe. They're just from a different universe.
There's
a leak going out saying that all three of the worlds will collide. That it's going to be the X-Men world colliding with ours, and it's going to be Fantastic Four world colliding with ours. So that could be one.
Really?
Theory. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, another thing could be maybe he's looking for the tech, and then Fantastic Four has the tech.
Yeah,
right.
That could be it too. He's going around multiverses looking for tech.
Yeah. And then they just happen to have the tech that he needs to go to our universe or whatever.
Yeah. Now, the big issue with all this is that my gripe with this theory is in Fantastic Four they had that one scene. It's a very short scene where they had all the world leaders were in one room together, and they had a Latveria little name tag thingy for the leader of Latveria. So obviously the leader of Latveria exists somewhere in Fantastic Four universe. And then they basically don't have a person sitting there, and it's an empty chair. So it's they're basically teasing us, saying that Doom was supposed to be in that chair and he's not there. But then they're basically also insinuating that the Doom at the end of the movie was the Doom from their universe, and in that case, it disproves the theory that it's from our universe. That's the Iron Man from that other universe, the Endgame universe. That means it has to be from the Fantastic Four universe. In that sense, it does disprove it. So that's one caveat you got to take into account.
I will say I'm gonna watch Fantastic Four tonight. I haven't seen it yet.
Really?
Well, we basically just
voted for you. I mean, I didn't wait for it to come on Disney Plus, so that's just what I was.
It's on Disney Plus now, so you can watch it now. Yeah.
I gotta rewatch it.
Plan for tonight. I'm gonna watch it. I'll let you guys know how I feel about it.
Okay.
Next episode,
Oh, my bad for we did a little. I mean, I guess you knew about the ship. And I hope you knew about Dr. Doom at the end. Yeah. No, yeah. I don't. It's very cool because I mean there are so many theories. I like that theory. My only question was would it be with that theory this year was of course, Jonathan Majors Kang is not part of the picture anymore. Sure. But I doubt they're just gonna throw that under the rug. I think they're still gonna try to explain the story to make it make sense with that stuff, because it gets confusing. But in Loki season 1, didn't He Who Remains kind of say like, oh, like all that time travel stuff like was supposed to happen? Once he gets killed, that's when stuff starts getting branched out. Sure. So I wonder. I'm trying to make it like make sense in my head in terms of that incursion happening that you mentioned, but I don't know. It's fun theorizing this type of stuff, and I'm just glad the Russo brothers are behind it because I trust them.
Yeah,
so
yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. That is true. Kang did say that. Like, Loki asked Kang, and he said, or he asked He Who Remains, and he said, "How are the Avengers able to get away with that, and I'm not allowed to get away with this kind of stuff?" Which is a completely fair. Yeah. Critic of the theory, I guess.
No, yeah.
Wait, not to pivot. Why do you think they didn't just recast King? Because they definitely had built it up.
Yeah.
As like a final boss type of guy. They definitely had a pathway to it. I mean, they built it up in Loki. I feel like they built it up in Quantumania too, and there was like hints of it everywhere. Like, why didn't you think?
I think the main answer for that is they just saw that it wasn't working. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania didn't do that well. It didn't get good reviews at all. Fans were saying like, "Wow, well, like we're supposed to believe that the next Thanos is getting beat by Ant-Man in a group of ants." So I think they just saw that the fans weren't reacting well to Kang, and they're like, "Okay, I might be wrong, but they might just they're just switching to a new villain, Doom." So that's my answer for that, but it might be wrong. How about you, Basir?
No, I mean, I think actually, like, I'm really baffled on that. Like, I don't really like. I understand what you're saying, but like at the same time, he's such a crucial point. He's the the focus of your timeline. Like, everyone knew that he was gonna be the big bad. Like, I don't know. Logistically, I'm like, why didn't they just recast him? I get he's a great actor. Jonathan Majors was a great actor.
Yeah.
Like, up and coming actor in the top films right now of like modern like movies and stuff like that. He was in Creed, all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
I just don't get, like, from a logistic standpoint, like, you have to recast your main villain. Like, they recast Thanos. I mean, then again, he wasn't in a big movie at the time. He was only in the post-credit scene of Avengers.
Yeah, that's true.
So it was easier for them to recast him. But, like, I get it's controversy, but just recast him and stay away from the controversy. The King himself doesn't have any controversy. It's just the actor.
Yeah.
Just recast him and keep going with it. Unless you don't feel like confident in your storyline, you're like, okay, he's not going to do anything for us. Let's just in that sense, you follow Mikel's thing and you say, okay, well, fans didn't like it, so we're going to just pivot away from it completely. And this helps us pivot away from it because no one wants a guy who's in controversy in the first place. So I could see.
I think Mikel's answer is fair, but they don't really do what the fans want anyway, right?
Yeah.
They kind of just do whatever they want.
That's fair.
So, like, I don't know. I don't know what to say.
Yeah,
it's weird.
I don't know. What I think could happen is, and I'm giving Marvel a lot of credit here, which I shouldn't necessarily do, but I'm giving them credit and saying that they had already planned for Doom to be the villain of Secret Wars.
Yeah.
And that Kang was supposed to just be only in Kang Dynasty. And that they had always planned for Doom to be the end game.
Okay.
Pun intended. But
do you think it's kind of like a Loki type situation, right? Where like Loki is just setting up Thanos?
Yeah.
Where he like brings in that giant alien army and everything like that. He's just setting up Thanos as like the main threat.
I believe so. I think that's what their plan was. I'm giving them a lot of credit, and I shouldn't be doing that, but that's what I think it is. I think they already knew they wanted Doom for Secret Wars because all the fans knew how iconic Secret Wars is and how iconic that storyline is to fans. They were like, okay, we can't physically do Kang as the villain for Secret Wars because fans are not going to like it. So let's just do Kang for Kang Dynasty, kill his character off or something. Like let the Avengers win, and then maybe at the end of that Kang Dynasty movie, they maybe had Doom coming in and and starting Secret Wars. Which could be the case. And Marvel also had a second date right between Doomsday and Secret Wars up until this year that they had been planning for since Dynasty was out. So it could have been that they were trying to do just Dynasty as its own thing, and then have a part 1 of Secret Wars where Doom is introduced, and then a part 2 of Secret Wars where Doom finally does Secret Wars.
That would have been cool.
Yeah. So that's just my explanation, but it's a headcanon that I have. It's not a real.
Into Doomsday.
Yeah. So that's my take on it. But
I think what would be cool to see as a answer of what happened to Jonathan Majors and Kane, if we start Doomsday with Doctor Doom and Doom bots just killing the Council of Kings.
Yeah,
that we saw at the end of.
That'd be cool to see. Yeah,
that'd be really cool to see.
Instead of throwing it under a rug and like, oh, just forget about that. Like, we see Doctor Doom just like kill these guys and like call him pathetic or something.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then also it gives you the level of power that he's at, right? It kind of like sets the tone of like, hey, this is who this guy is.
Yeah.
Like you don't even have to change anything. You don't need to show his character even. You can just show him like how they did, like just show a bunch of dead people in purple and green costumes on the floor in that big council arena where they were maybe, and Doom is just like standing in the middle of them, all of them just like massacred. Like he just wipes all of them out by himself. Like that would just be so.
And he's just looking at like timeline and like all the branches. He's just like looking off onto it. I don't know, something like that. That would be cool.
Yeah, it just shows his power. Like people are like not convinced as whether or not he's a good big bad, and then you just show him like just wiping out your previous big bad. Like he just does it by himself. Yeah,
that'd be cool. That'd be cool.
If you want, we can get into the second Doom theory that Mikel probably has heard before. I'm not sure if Abbas has heard it, but
maybe.
Okay, the next theory is a little bit more of a stretch because it goes into genetics. But basically, not like tough genetics, but basically, it's Doom was adopted by the Starks. Okay, and that's who we see, right? So the theory is that Tony Stark was not biologically like his parents' kid. The one that we know, right? The one that we know in Endgame and Iron Man 1, Iron Man 2. He was an adopted version of Doctor Doom. And I know it sounds crazy, but let me get into the explanation of what that is, right? So we know that He Who Remains in Loki, we know there was a first multiversal war back a long time ago, right? Like decade, like centuries ago, right? There was a multiversal war where all the multiverse like big bads like tried to take over the multiverse. And
that was his whole thing to try to prevent it and everything. Okay.
Yeah. And He Who Remains is the one who came out on top. He killed everyone, or maybe not killed everyone, but he won the fight basically, and he reset the timeline in his favor. He did everything he wanted to. So this basically is the explanation that Marvel would be, if this is true, Marvel would be giving this explanation to explain in universe why Fantastic Four weren't teaming up with the Avengers, why X-Men weren't teaming up with the Avengers, why Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man was not teaming up with the Avengers. It would be like a way for them to explain where were all these guys in the MCU. It would be like, okay, basically Kang, or He Who Remains, basically when he reset the timeline and he made it to only one sacred timeline, he erased all threats that he thought were a threat to him. So he erased the X-Men, he erased the Spider-Man, he erased Fantastic Four, he erased Blade. Blade's not really a threat, but you know what I mean. Like, and then the big theory is that he also erased Doom of all the universes, and the Doom that we see in the MCU is actually just him being adopted. We actually know Doom is a orphan, by the way, in the comics. So he does not have parents in the comics. He goes and he like rules over Latveria as an orphan, and the theory, and people love him, and the theory is that Doom that was an orphan and was actually an orphan in the MCU as well. And yes, we do hear in Endgame, like his dad, Tony's dad, does talk to him, right? And he says, "Oh yeah, my wife's expecting a child." And I don't know if you remember, it's a very small detail, but if you remember back to that same scene, Tony gives him a really confused look, like, "What do you mean you're having a child?" Like, because Tony, in our universe, maybe knows that he was adopted, and it's a big stretch, but like in that scene, he does give a look of confusion to his dad. Which I guess none of us, I didn't pick up on it when I first saw the movie. I was like, okay, he just...
Yeah, I'd have to rewatch it.
Yeah. So
I figured he was just kind of like put in the moment, you know?
It could be that in the moment as well, too. So it's not a really strong evidence, but it is there, okay? And basically the theory is that child was actually Arno Stark, who's Tony Stark's miscarriaged brother in the comics. But in the comics, he's also a descendant of Tony Stark, so they have different versions of Arno Stark. But anyways... That was a miscarriage baby that they were going to have. And then after his mom miscarried the baby, she fell into a really dark place and she was like, I just want a kid. so let me just go and adopt the kid. They find this orphan who's, just sitting there. Maybe he gets like delivered to them or something like that, and they adopt the kid, and then he grows up as Tony Stark in our universe. Then that explains, like, right, okay, that the Tony Stark we had in our universe was never actually supposed to be Tony Stark. He was supposed to be Dr. Doom. And that's why maybe we see after Sylvie kills He Who Remains and the multiverse opens up again, all the other Dooms in other universes look like our Tony Stark. But Tony Stark in all the other universes not necessarily look like himself. He looks like maybe Tom Cruise or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay,
and so the theory is that, like, this Doom, after Loki happens and after the multiverse opens up again, Doom from either now Doom could be from different universes. He could be from that Endgame universe, and you could combine these two theories, or he could be from the 838 universe, which is from Multiverse of Madness, which I'll get into that a little bit later, or he could be from the Fantastic Four universe, the one that we see in Doomsday at least. And the theory is that Doom will have echoes basically of the past multiverses, and he'll remember that Kang was the one who erased him, or he'll study that. Maybe he'll figure that out. He'll study like the multiverse and figure out that, oh, I was erased in a previous timeline by this guy, and I want to kill him. And then he maybe goes into what me and Mikel were talking about earlier, and we see a scene of him just killing all the Kangs because he's so mad at them. Maybe, that could be a reason why. Now, the reason why I mentioned the other Dooms before I end the theory, the reason why I mentioned the other Dooms and the other universes is because there was leaks and actually a report from an article interviewing Michael Waldron, the guy who made the Loki and Multiverse of Madness movie and show. Michael Waldron wrote those things, and someone interviewed him after Multiverse of Madness and said, "Hey, so I don't know if you remember in the Illuminati scene, like when they were introducing all the Illuminati to Doctor Strange in that movie, Mr. Fantastic, John Krasinski, comes in a portal, like a blue rectangular portal. And that portal in the comics is very reminiscent of Doctor Doom's portal that he invents in the comics. And he used that to traverse across multiverses, timelines, past and present, all that kind of stuff. Someone asked Michael Waldron, is that Doom's portal from the 838 universe? Like a Doom from the 838 universe? And Michael Waldron confirmed it. He said that's Doom's portal. And Mr. Fantastic from that universe is using Doom's portal.
Interesting.
And so the theory is that some people think that the Doom that we'll be seeing in Doomsday and Secret Wars may be that Doom instead, because there's also links in the 38 universe also colliding with the X-Men and Fantastic Four and Sacred Timeline MCU universe, which is a bit more of a stretch because it's only one detail that the creator of the Loki series mentioned.
Yeah.
But recently he was rehired to help write some of the script on Doomsday. So some people are giving it more merit than they were in the past because now he's part of the writing again.
Okay.
And the other theory is that he's just from Fantastic Four universe, and he's the same one from the post-credit scene, or he's a Doom from the Endgame universe. So, it's a little bit crazy, but it's pretty cool though to think about. Like, our Tony Stark was never supposed to be Tony Stark, and he was supposed to be Dr. Doom.
Just to follow like your theory along, right? Would our universe be the only one with Iron Man or Tony Stark?
No, I think the universe. My take on it is that Tom Cruise's Iron Man is Iron Man in every other universe.
Oh, interesting.
Especially in 838. In 838, we know there's an Iron Man there because there's Ultron bots.
Right.
And they're silver.
We just never see
like Superior Iron Man. And Superior Iron Man, Tom Cruise was rumored to be in the movie of Multiverse of Madness as the 6th Illuminati member. Speaking of which explains why there was Ultron bots in the movie.
I think
and
to add on to that.
Good.
Because I saw a cool theory, and I kind of liked your idea of how our Robert, because the Russo brothers always stated that RDJ is the only guy that can play Doom, and I think they said that with a reason, right? Yeah. And it's pretty cool, your theory that you said, like, maybe RDJ's only Iron Man in our universe, and it's supposed to be someone else. Because I saw a theory, and it kind of connects maybe with this idea. Of course, this might just be all far-fetched, and we're just trying to make it sound cool in our heads. But the theory was how, if you guys remember in Endgame, when Thanos came in and shot the place up after Hulk snapped his fingers, right?
Yeah.
I remember that scene. The whole Avengers compound goes down. Like we see all the heroes kind of fall. Like Steve Rogers is passed out. But we never really see what happened to Iron Man. Like how did he kind of escape? How did he, what happened to him?
Yeah.
He just suddenly appears as like, hey, by the way, here's your shield. And he told Rogers a scene or a line that said something along the lines of, if you mess with time, it tends to mess back at you, right?
Yeah.
But how did he know that Thanos that attacked, like he had no idea that they were coming back, right? That Thanos was coming to invade the Earth, right?
Sure.
So many fans, of course, this might just be far-fetched. I read a theory that said, what if that Iron Man was, as soon as Avengers Compounds gets taken out of our universe by Loki. Loki goes like, oh, we need your help with this thing going on with Doctor Doom. He's like, oh, what's going on? So he throws him onto, the big, this is called Avengers Doomsday, right? The movie ends there. RDJ realizes like, hey, like there's a version of me that is a villain known as Doctor Doom, right? So that ends. He gets taken back into Avengers Endgame, right? And then we see the movie, and then when he goes to snap his fingers, that's when he says the line, I am Iron Man, right? What if that, and he's having that realization, like, I'm the only Iron Man.
Yeah.
Like, I'm the only Iron Man in this universe. Every version of me is supposed to be a villain. Well, no, I'm going to be a hero today. Like, I'm Iron Man. And then he says that line. So that was, like, the theory I saw online, and then I just wanted to connect it with what you said to, like, make it kind of sound cooler. Yeah. But I thought that was really cool. Like, if he got taken out of that scene, goes to fight Doom, comes back in that same scene, and he's like, yeah, like, I'm supposed to be a villain, but no, I am Iron Man.
That's really cool. It brings a lot of emotional weight to his character, and it kind of really honors his character. Like, he chose to be a hero, like, when he was a villain in every other universe. Like, literally, like, Doctor Strange even told him, like, you got 14 billion universes or whatever, in which you don't win.
Yeah.
And then, first of all, he has that weight added on top of him, and then now on top of that, he knows he was not meant to be a hero, and he still went and did it. I mean, like, it's pretty cool, man. That's pretty awesome.
It makes it sound cooler. Yeah,
it does.
So because I heard that theory and it was cool, and now that added on yours, it makes it sound even cooler. Like, yeah, maybe they at the time when they were making the movie, they just wanted to make it a callback to the first movie. Yeah. But I think it would be really cool if they do that. Like, how when you finish Secret Wars and whatnot, like, you kind of have to go back to Endgame, and it's like all going on at the same time. So it's pretty cool.
That would be really awesome. Yeah, Abbas, what do you think, Abbas?
Yeah.
To be honest, dude, I kind of don't like time travel. I don't know why. I think it's too much. I really think it's too much.
Okay.
But no, I get it. I get like the way to like him to like recognize as like the final Iron Man. Like our Iron Man, or I'm still very. I don't know. I really want to know how they're going to bring Doctor Doom in the universe and how he wants to be like, or how he looks like Iron Man. And then I wonder how like certain characters are going to react to that. I wonder how like Spider-Man's going to react to that, because that was like a pseudo surrogate father type figure. I wonder where is Hulk these days? Do we know?
He is currently introducing his son to She-Hulk, I think, at the end of She-Hulk. But
I thought that stuff was weird, bro. I don't know. That was kind of weird too.
Well, he's gonna be in Brand New Day, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
he will be in Brand New Day.
Yeah, Brand New Day. Yeah.
And then Rhodey, he's supposed to be getting a movie too, right?
Who?
Rhodey.
Armor Wars. Yeah, it was supposed to come out. Yeah. They canceled that as well.
Oh.
Yeah.
From what I heard, they're colliding. They're like combining that with Vision Quest, the Vision show that they're coming out with. I've heard they're combining aspects of that with the already thought of Vision Quest, so that they can still do justice to Rhodey's character. So that could still be like a thing where Rhodey still has that aspect of it. But yeah, Hulk is gonna be in Brand New Day. That's all we know so far.
Yep.
But Mikel, you did have a theory you wanted to mention about Brand New Day.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so can I go off the whole Hulk thing? I can share my screen, or I can read it off directly.
Whatever you want to do.
Yeah, let's see it.
Okay, let's do. Give me 2 seconds to pull it up.
Yeah.
Here, how do I share screen on this? There we go. Share your screen. Okay. Cool. So y'all can see this, kind of?
Yes.
Yep. I think it's about to open up. Yep.
Cool. So it's a little short theory that came out. Again, take this with a grain of salt.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's just I would just start reading it and we can pause and if y'all have questions and we can talk about some stuff. But it starts with a new leak report from Marvel Studios. Spider-Man Brand New Day reveals some major details about the movie, which features Peter Parker, Tom Holland, in his graduation from MIT. According to a new leak, Peter Parker is accepted into MIT under a false identity after the spell from Spider-Man No Way Home. The university has a secret lab called the Helix Division, which specializes in manipulating the DNA of super beings. All right. So we have the bottom here. Meanwhile, Bruce Banner, Mark Ruffalo, works there as a consultant, unaware that his research is being used to create gamma symbiote hybrids. The villains Scorpion, Tombstone, and Boomerang, and Ramrod emerge from failed Helix project experiments. And just to pause there, I think that's really cool. Because we know in the comics how these guys are actually not mechanized. Like, we saw Rhino in TASM 2. He's just a dude in a mechanized suit. So I do like the fact that these villains are actually... Something happens in an experiment and they actually turn into a Scorpion, or Tombstone actually turns into how he is in the comics, right?
Yeah,
so I think that was pretty cool. I think
they're still trying to make the term.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this could tie into that too.
So then it goes on. Yep. And then it goes on to say Sadie Sink, which we in the past, like, she's been casted into this movie, is reportedly close to being confirmed to play. Her name is Shatra.
Yeah, Shatra. Yeah.
Who arrives at MIT. At MIT disguised as a student named Annabelle Adams. Using a human body as a multiversal anchor, she manipulates quantum energy experiments to keep a dimensional rift open. Shatra studies Peter's DNA because his totemic connection to the web of life can stabilize her existence in Earth 616. So that paragraph was a bit of a mouthful. We know we've seen anchors, though that subject was introduced in Deadpool Wolverine.
Deadpool, yeah.
And in... Yep. So, to keep going, throughout the movie, Peter discovers MIT files mentioned Project Spider-Man related to arachnic energy research. The black symbiote that appears in Mexico was originally a sample stolen from MIT, so that black symbiote we saw at the end of No Way Home. Bruce Banner detects anomalous gamma readings connected to Peter and the symbiote, prompting him to investigate secretly. So then the Punisher comes in. The Punisher, aka Frank Castle, arrives in Boston following a trail of murders linked to MIT alumni employed by military contractors. Frank finds out that MIT is using prisoners as test subjects for its nanotechnology experiments. And then when Peter tries to hack the MIT network, Shatra reveals her true form to him, showing visions of the multiverse and the totemic web. And then just to pause there, this kind of makes sense because we know that, I forgot which one was which, but when they were making this movie, rumors came out that either Marvel or Sony wanted it to be a multiversal movie, and then the other side wanted it to be more ground-based, right? Or more ground-based Spider-Man movie, and I guess they couldn't really come to terms, so they're just trying to mix both of them in the same movie. We'll see how that plays out. Punisher and Peter initially clash, but later team up to destroy the Helix lab. And then Bruce Banner is injured while trying to contain a dimensional energy breach caused by Shatra. And then she manages to capture fragments of the symbiote and merges them with MIT technology to create biological drones. And then we have just a synopsis and what's kind of going on. But it's kind of all over the place. That is the latest leak with this movie, and that's the end of that. Take it with a grain of salt, but from that, which is all over the place, what do y'all think?
That's I was mind blown. I did not think of Sadie Sink as Shatra. Like, I don't know how much you guys know about Shatra, but like, she's a pretty cool like villain in the Spider-Man comics.
Yeah.
And like,
can you talk about her? Because I'm not too familiar about who this character is.
So Shatra, basically, she's like a female Venom mother, basically. Like, she's not actually like, she's like, some people think of her as like the mother of the symbiotes, but that's actually Null, who's the father of the symbiotes, right? Shatra is more of like a spider creature, more than a Venom symbiote, thing. Even though she does have symbiote like look-alike, she looks like a symbiote, basically. Like, she has no face. She's basically like wrapped in black, basically, like, and like she has like fangs and stuff like that. So she looks like a spider kind of person. Anyways, basically she's basically like the antithesis to Madam Web. So Madam Web is the person who holds together the Spider-Man multiverse in the comics. Chathra is the person who's trying to take away the web and make it her own web. So they reference that in that
level character.
Yeah, she's basically a DD level character. Like she's like very very high level. Like she's a multiversal Spider-Man threat, not just a Peter Parker Spider-Man threat. But obviously it's the MCU. They're not going to put like a extremely overpowered person in a Spider-Man movie, or just Hulk, Spider-Man, and Punisher to go fight her. So they're probably going to make her dumbed down a little bit more so people can understand her, first of all. But if that is the case, that's a beautiful casting right there. I mean, like, she's going to shock everyone's minds. Like, everyone thought she was going to be playing Gwen Stacy or some random reporter girl from the old Spider-Man comic.
Some people said it would be Punisher's sidekick.
Yeah. Or Jean Grey or something like that. So, like, no one's gonna expect that. So if they actually go through with that, that's crazy. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But I think the leak itself is very plausible. I think it's nothing crazy and it's nothing too like outlandish, in my opinion. I don't know what you guys think. I don't know.
Yeah. Where's the tie-in from Frank Castle coming in from?
Yeah.
Is that just a
they mentioned how he's just very mad at MIT for using human test subjects, and I think there was like a murder as well. So he's just going to go in and try to take him down. They didn't really flesh that part out too much.
I guess what I'm asking is, where's the tie-in from like him like actually being in the movie? Is that just a fan theory that we put together, or is there leaks for that? Or
no, yeah, he's
it's
confirmed in the
confirmed.
movie. He's confirmed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know.
Yeah, he's confirmed. Yeah, he's confirmed.
Yeah.
So that part's confirmed. Yeah, the story part we don't really know too much about, but this leak kind of explains a little bit of it here. But yeah, he's confirmed. Him and Hulk are both confirmed. For
Deadpool, right? Or not Deadpool. We need to see Daredevil season 2 first.
Yes, yeah. Well, Punisher's getting his own special either at the end of December or right beginning of January, and then we also know, so that will be continuation right after season 1 of Born Again, and then we're gonna have Daredevil Born Again season 2 come out in February. So that's part of the story.
And there were all these reports during, I think it was New York Comic Con, how the creator or the head of Marvel Studios TV was asked, like, hey, how does Daredevil tie into Spider-Man? He said, well, not to spoil anything, but it's all part of the same universe, right?
Yeah.
So I hope we get Daredevil. Of course, we're getting Daredevil season 2, but I hope we get the Punisher special presentation before Brand New Day to maybe make it make sense for the fans, like how Punisher shows up in this movie.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Going off of that, we do have another leak before we get into some Star Wars stuff. I want to go and finish off the Marvel stuff. I will say it now. And, this is a leak about the final act of Doomsday. So not just Doomsday. It's not Doomsday as a whole, but just the final act. Okay. So that means basically just basically, right? All right. It's a little bit outlandish. It's not like Mikel's theory was very like toned down and like plausible. This is kind of crazy. So let's just go through it, and then you guys can pause me whenever you want to, just to talk about some of the stuff that goes on here. But we'll go ahead and try and read some of it here. So, all right. So it starts with Doomsday is going to feature 2 final battles in New York City. All the heroes of Earth 616, so our universe, face off with those of the 838 universe. And the 838 universe is not the Fantastic Four universe. That's the Multiverse of Madness universe, okay? Where they had Peggy Carter as Captain Britain and all that stuff, right? That's a very interesting thing already, right? Then you have among the heroes of Earth 616 are all the Avengers, Spider-Man, the Young Avengers, Wakandans, Guardians of the Galaxy, and the mutants. That's all pretty, in my opinion, pretty plausible. We've heard all that stuff, and the mutants are we know what the mutants are going to be in the movie, so that's there. It's a full-scale endgame level fight with all the teams returning for the final time. Meanwhile, the heroes and villains of Earth 838, led by Doctor Doom's team, known as the Cabal. Okay, and the Cabal is commanded by King Thanos, the Maestro, and other powerful members prepare to fight. Now, before I go to the next paragraph, the Cabal is a thing in Secret Wars, so that is a thing that they're bringing into this movie. So that's not really too far-fetched. But the fact that they have King Thanos and the Maestro is a little bit crazy. Because King Thanos in a movie with Doom is going to be pretty crazy. And the Maestro is a version of Hulk where he killed all the Avengers and go over the world. So the Maestro is also a really, really big character too.
But it kind of makes sense to see King Thanos, especially if they make the one shot I want to see in the movie Secret Wars is Doom taking out Thanos' spine.
Yeah.
I think that would be really cool to see. But
yeah, so I mean, Thanos is definitely plausible, because we know that the whole history between Doom and Thanos is there in the comics. But anyway, so yeah, they have that, which is kind of already a fetch, but we'll see what happens. Okay, then it says during the battle, several major heroes are killed. Not surprising. Jean Grey is going to face off against Wanda. Okay, Wanda, who is being manipulated by Doom, and also Sentry is also being manipulated by Doom. In a key sequence, Sentry goes berserk and basically, I guess, becomes the Void, and he kills people on 838. And then, meanwhile, Charles Xavier decides to sacrifice himself again, and manages to save Bob from the Void, bringing him from Doom's control. Then, still under Doom's influence, Wanda kills Jean Grey. And before dying, Jean Grey gives the Phoenix Force to Cyclops. Now, before I let you guys talk about it, the Wanda was not explained where Wanda comes from. I believe Wanda is not from our... I think she is dead in our universe. I think this is Wanda from the 838 universe that she possessed for a little bit. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. What do you guys think about all this? This is a little crazy.
I mean,
you got some heavy hitters.
There were some other rumors I saw, but there were some things that talked about like Doctor Doom having Wanda as a girlfriend. So I saw some stuff like that. Could make sense, but it's a bunch of stuff right now. Let's keep going into it. Maybe it makes a little clearer sense later on. But
yeah. So one more thing I want to say is that this is not how the Phoenix Force works. You can't just give the Phoenix Force to someone. Phoenix Force chooses you. So in the comics, we've actually seen with Moon Knight. Actually, I don't know if Abbas, but I play Moon Knight a lot in Rivals. And in Rivals, he has a version skin where he has like a fiery Phoenix Force. And
that's the red one, right? The red and yellow one.
Yeah, the red and yellow one, and that's actually a really recent storyline actually, where Moon Knight actually gets Phoenix Force and he goes like berserk and nearly kills the entire universe. It was pretty cool. I definitely recommend you guys reading that storyline in the comics one day. But anyways, so the Phoenix Force does not work like this, where you can just transfer the Phoenix Force to someone. It chooses who wants to go to. Now, I do see where they're coming from. Whoever wrote this leak, Phoenix Force has gone to Cyclops before in the comics, so it's not like too far-fetched, but just the theory of transferring it to someone else is not really right. Anyways, going on to the next one. Strange and Clea manage to save Wanda, and they magically transport the Sentry to Doctor Doom. I don't know why, but they do. And then the collision of universes is imminent. We know that. Then surviving heroes travel by ship to the Raft, a structure built using the combined technology of Reed Richards and Hank Pym. Reed Richards is Mr. Fantastic, obviously, and then Hank Pym is Ant-Man's, Hank Pym, right? The Raft we've seen in the MCU before, but not the same Raft. We've seen the Raft, which is like that. We saw it in Marvel Zombies. Abbas, that ship where they all go in, and Zemo is like the.
That's the prison, right? Like in Cold War.
Yeah, the prison. Yeah, Civil War. Yeah, the prison they were all in.
Yep.
So that's the Raft that we know right now.
One thing. Who's Clea?
Clea is that girl at the end of Multiverse of Madness that him and told Doctor Strange to come with her or whatever, and then they weren't going to save some stuff. Do you remember that? The post-credit scene. About Multiverse of Madness.
Okay, with the hot dog thing. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
And the Raft in the comics, Mikel probably knows this. In the comics in Secret Wars, the Reed Richards does actually make the Raft with the alternate version of Reed Richards called the Maker, who is also rumored to be in the movie. So this is not too far fetched that they build a raft just like the comics, and they do this stuff. Next, to say among the survivors are Reed Richards, Shuri, Star-Lord, Captain Marvel, Vision, Wong, the Young Avengers, Cyclops, Storm, Iceman, Sam Wilson, Beast, Spider-Man, Yelena, Bucky, Ghost, and U.S. Agent. U.S. Agent being what's his name? The guy from
John Walker.
John Walker, yeah. John Walker. So from Thunderbolts, basically. Then it says there are other individuals also inside the Raft, including villains who managed to infiltrate it thanks to Namor. The Cabal, formed by King Thanos, the Maestro, the Maker, Black Swan, Namor, Corvus Glaive, and Proxima Midnight, all to take refuge there. So that's very true to the comics. Black Swan and the Maker are both part of the Cabal in Secret Wars in the comics. Namor is in Secret Wars very heavily, but he's not part of the Cabal, so that's different. But anyways, then it says, as the collision becomes imminent, the remaining heroes and villains, badly injured, fail to survive the impact, and the worlds collide violently. The raft sinks into the depths of the ocean and eventually enters into the quantum realm. Inside, everyone faints into darkness. And at another point in time and space, a massive battle erupts at the TVA, where Doctor Doom faces the multiversal Avengers assembled by Loki. The team consists of Captain America, Ghost Rider, Spider-Man Tobey Maguire, Blade, Elektra, Gambit, Wolverine, Deadpool, X-23, Captain Carter, Thor, and along with variants of Captain America and Thor, and the superior Iron Man wielding the Infinity Stones. The fight takes place in the void as the heroes face off against an army of Doombots and Doctor Doom himself in an epic and devastating clash. Despite their combined strength, Doom defeats the multiversal Avengers, leaving only Thor, Loki, and Captain America standing. The trio fights to protect Loki, but are ultimately overpowered. In the end, Doom takes Loki's powers, and along with those of Wanda and the Sentry. That was pretty crazy. That paragraph right there.
I mean, it makes sense to take those three powers to make Secret Wars, to make Battleworld.
Yes, so. That makes sense for sure. But the multiversal Avengers are a little bit crazy. Like, I don't think we're going to see every single one of those. Like, I don't think we're going to see...
Ghost Rider is such an interesting pull. Yeah. Like, I completely forgot about that guy.
Like, imagine we just see, like, who played him, Nick Cage or whatever? Imagine we see Nick Cage, Ghost Rider, with Captain America, Steve Rogers, played by Chris Evans, and we see Wolverine, Tobey Maguire, Blade. I mean, multiple versions of Thor. I mean, Thor Core is a big thing in Secret Wars, so I can see that happening, but not in this movie. I don't think so. Captain Carter, that makes sense. She's part of the What If Secret Multiverse Avengers too. Deadpool makes sense, but like, I don't think we'll see all of them. But I do think we can see a fight like this happen, though.
Yeah, the only thing that makes sense to me right now is that Loki fight, where like Doom's trying to take his powers.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's gonna happen for sure. I believe so. I really believe strongly that's gonna happen. Where Loki basically gets killed by Doom and Doom takes the powers, basically.
Oh yeah, like if there needs to be like some sort of soft reboot of like clashing of or colliding of universes, I feel like Loki has to be involved somehow.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Then finishing it off, it basically says, after absorbing the powers, Doom sits upon a throne with Doctor Strange now as his sheriff at his side, and Sentry to his left, Scarlet Witch to his right. And as worlds collide, universes shatter, and nothing remains, only Doom. And shows the synopsis or whatever, right? Now, the big thing here that I actually agree with is that Doom is going to have Strange as his sheriff. And now Strange was his sheriff in Secret Wars and the comics as well, too. So he basically
and also the concept art that was leaked a while back ago shows Strange as the sheriff.
Yeah, exactly. So Strange being the sheriff is not really out of the question. He basically... It's pretty cool, actually. Strange is a pretty cool character in Secret Wars. Like, he's the only one other than Doom that remembers the past, the actual MCU timeline when he makes Secret Wars happen. Secretly, so he's against Doom the entire Secret Wars, which is pretty cool. He's like a mole, kind of. It's pretty awesome. So that's pretty much the end of the theory, but that's a pretty crazy theory. So,
I feel like some parts could be true, some parts might be far-fetched, but I do see the Sentry being involved. I think he will be the one of the main reasons why people forget what happened, because he can put him in the void or do something, right? So I do see the Sentry, Wanda, and what was the third one? Loki's powers being used to create Battleworld.
Yeah. I agree as well, Abbas, what do you think? Overall,
I think the first part was a mess. I don't know how you get.
I
mean, King Thanos. Then you have what, the strongest version of Hulk?
Yeah, Maestro.
Yeah, Maestro.
I mean, how do you get them? And then I don't know, man. That seems like a mess. Do you guys know what a turducken is?
No.
I think it's like a Family Guy meme or something like that, where it's like it's a duck baked inside of a chicken, baked inside of a turkey.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah, that's what that reminds me of. Like, bro, this is a mess, dude. You're making something
It's a lot. I can't lie.
a
It
lot.
was a
It's a
lot in the
lot to digest.
beginning.
It's a lot to digest.
I think for fans that don't know the comics, I think it will be overwhelming for them.
Oh yeah.
Like who the hell is Maestro? Like who's this King Thanos
yeah.
guy? Like who's Doom? You know?
I mean, just to
Um,
introduce
so
Universe 838, I think is a big stretch.
They're putting so much emphasis on it too.
Yeah.
Like they're making it extremely, extremely important.
Yeah.
Most people just think that movie was the end of 838. Like, not many people from like the casual fans are gonna like really understand why 838's back. They're gonna be like, why are we at 838 again? Like, we just saw 838 in Multiverse of Madness. Why are we back at it? Like, I don't know really that part of the storyline where that's coming into play, other than that thing I told you guys about earlier with Michael Waldron confirming that 838, Mr. Fantastic was using Doom's portal. That's a very small tidbit for such a big universe to be involved, like for no reason.
Yeah.
And we know King Thanos is not from that universe because we know King Thanos was killed in that universe. So we don't know where Thanos came from. Can
you explain King Thanos a little bit? Like, what's his deal?
King Thanos is it's very simple. He's just a different version of Thanos who actually won, basically.
Okay.
Thanos who won, and the Avengers were never able to recover from it, and he just ended up ruling for all eternity, basically.
Okay.
Yep.
And Cabal is just like a anti-Avengers type group type thing?
Basically, yeah. It's Doom's own group that he makes. So in the comics, he has same people. But he has Mr. Sinister as well. So he has an X-Men villain with him. He has Mr. Sinister. He has Black Swan. He has technically the Molecule Man, I guess. And then he has what's it called, King Thanos, and he has some other people. I can't remember. He doesn't. Maestro's not on there. Maestro's not even in Secret Wars.
Yeah.
So they're just bringing that in because they wanted to, I guess. The main thing that was confusing for me was they brought in Tom Cruise, Superior Iron Man, with all the Infinity Stones to fight. I was like, that's a little bit crazy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think you can't bring back Thanos. I really don't think so. I think I don't know. I don't think you can bring him back. I think he's kind of done.
Well, I mean, I don't think they'd bring him back in a crazy capacity, though. It would be like very small capacity. Like, just to kill him, basically, and get over with. Like, they would have that scene that Mikel was talking about, probably, and then he was just dead from there.
Okay.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah. I mean...
Thanos was such a big bad, and now you're like... He's like a middling bad guy now. It seems like, I don't know if the fan or like a casual movie goer is going to be like, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. I think before we end it, there's one more thing I wanted to talk to you guys about that was pretty prevalent in Star Wars news was that the fact that there was a planned Ben Solo prequel movie, or was it a prequel movie or was it after Rise of Skywalker movie? I can't remember.
It was after the sequels.
Okay, so post Rise of Skywalker movie for Ben Solo, called The Hunt for Ben Solo or something like that. I don't know. And apparently, Kathleen Kennedy, the woman who is the president of Lucasfilm right now, she's the one who actually apparently vetoed that movie. Or no, sorry, she greenlit the movie, and I think Bob Iger is the one who vetoed it.
Bob Iger. Bob Iger canceled it or didn't want it to happen.
So I guess my question is, first of all, what do you guys think about the movie? Like, if you guys wanted that, would you guys want that movie, or would you guys not want that movie to have existed?
I mean, it'd be confusing because I thought he died at the end of the movie. Of the Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
So they would have to make something up. But then again, like, he is, in my opinion, he is my favorite character from those sequel movies. Just him being like the grandson of Vader, right?
Yeah.
And his uncle is Luke. Like, it's just him as a character, as an idea is really cool. My biggest takeaway from it is, why are we letting Bob Iger, the dude in the suit, make these decisions, right? Like, yes, like, he is the top guy that, you know, controls everything, but like, if this story was genuinely good, the writers were passionate about it, like, it was actually a good story and not some slop made like the sequels, you know, why are we canceling it? Why are we canceling stuff like that?
Yeah.
You know? But then again, I don't know how it would make sense or what the plot line could be, but yeah, that's my. I mean, would I want it? Sure. Would I be excited for it? Probably not. But
yeah. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. So just a couple questions. Was this supposed to be? Was this announced before the new trilogy? I guess that's coming out for. Right?
It just came out that it was talked about. Even we didn't even know about it before the sequels came out. Like we just heard about it this year, like a month ago, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like no one even knew about it because Bob Iger canceled it that fast. Like he heard, like Kathleen Kennedy, proposed it or whatever, or someone else proposed it, and she greenlit it, and then he just put his hammer down. And he was like, "No, I'm not gonna let you have it."
I mean, I think it's an interesting idea in the sense of you can do actual world building, right?
Yeah.
You can kind of like build the world around, hey, how do we find this guy? Where is he at? You know, you like explore the universe as like, through the actual finding of him, right?
Yeah.
Versus like, I don't know what they're gonna do with this new sequel trilogy or whatever they've announced. I mean, are we gonna see a fifth Death Star? I mean, I have no idea what they're gonna do.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Right? Like at least that is like a storyline that you can like kind of follow along with, right?
Yeah.
Characters you like.
No, that is true.
You can like it's an actual journey. I have no idea what they're gonna do now.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with like what you're saying. Like with Rey's new trilogy she's gonna have, I have no clue what direction they're gonna head in, and I don't know why they're doing that in the first place. Like she has, you can world build with her, but you can't imagine if it was just Anakin and they world builded the whole Star Wars with just one character. Like Rey, like the sequel basically left Rey with just Rey, her friends, and Finn. Okay, Anakin and Luke. Luke had the history with Obi-Wan. He had Vader still alive. He had Palpatine still alive. Anakin had Obi-Wan and the whole Jedi Order and Palpatine.
Yeah.
Okay. Rey is by herself. Okay.
Yeah.
We know nothing about the future of Star Wars. Like in the universe, we know nothing about it. So she's, to your point, she's by herself. This would have helped world build. Like he is the grandson to Vader.
Luke, he burned down the Jedi Order, right, or whatever was left of it.
Yeah.
So that's gone.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they destroyed the Sith planet at the end of the movie or whatever the heck that was.
Yeah.
That planet's just gone. So we don't know what the heck the Sith are doing these days.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna actually build a story.
Yeah, I mean,
I have no idea.
Finn is such a lost character.
Yeah.
You could have had like Finn take a lead on this like hunt for Ben Solo, right?
Yeah.
And then him finding his like Jedi path or whatever, he's got going on.
Exactly. I mean, they did like try and tease that he was Force sensitive and all that kind of stuff. With that whole like conversation he had that with that lady in the last movie. But like at the same time, like you waited 3 movies to give the character that everyone loved a chance at being Force sensitive, first of all, which you don't even have to make him Force sensitive. I didn't even ask for that. Like I don't really care if you make Force sensitive. He's a good character by himself. To build the whole franchise on 2 characters that people think failed is a stupid idea, and Bob Iger kind of ruined that, I guess.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's definitely, I have no idea what their plan is with that. Really, realistically, what I would want them to do is finish the whole Thrawn story.
Yes.
That eventually leads into the sequel trilogy, and then move completely past the Skywalker saga. Go back to the Old Republic, or go X number of years into the future, where it's like just something brand new that we've never seen before.
Sure.
Because realistically, I don't care for a Rey trilogy. I don't think it's on the actor or the actress. I think just Disney and the writers just didn't know what they were doing. They completely lied to George Lucas, saying, "Oh yeah, we're going to continue your story," when they didn't. And then they give us like there's a big pile of slop, and they didn't even know what was going on. They just were doing it for money, right? So it's sad to see it go down that way, but realistically, the only thing I would care about Star Wars wise, Thrawn stuff, the Maul show, the Mando related stuff, Ahsoka stuff, but for sequel trilogy characters, I just don't care about. That's my take on it.
No, I agree completely. Yeah. Well, I think that was a really great discussion of everything we talked about today. I mean, some crazy theories. We got into the meat of Doomsday. We got into like, I guess, a little bit of like what we think is going to happen for the future of Star Wars, what we want to happen, what we regret didn't happen, and yeah, overall, it was a really, really productive discussion. So I was happy with it today.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and we'll get closer to the trailer for Doomsday, and then we can talk about it some more once that comes out and whatnot.
Of course, of course.
So that's exciting.
And I hope to see you guys in 2 weeks, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Look forward to filming the next one, and hopefully we'll have a special segment on there too. That we talked about. That'll be a good, interesting thing to look out for. So make sure you guys look out for that. All right. See you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching and listening.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Right. Thank you.
Take care, guys.